Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Bald Eagle's Film Review. I am, of course, the titular Eagle, and today I'll be guiding you through a particularly interesting moment from the Equidistant 8 in NLTP Season 15 playoffs. Now, the game we're looking at in question is the B-team matchup between the number 1 seeded Manipulation Station and the number 8 seeded Blockhole Surfers. As you can see in the scoreboard at the top of the recording here, the Blockhole Surfers took the first 2 games, but the Manipulation Station have won the last 3 to make this an elimination game for the Blockhole Surfers. And as you can see in the scoreboard at the bottom, the Surfers have already given up 1 cap less than 30 seconds into the game. That puts them behind the 8 ball, so they're going to need something a little special to make a comeback here and possibly complete an upset. And they have just the guy to do it. It's the captain, Whiskey Jack, and if you followed Whiskey Jack in the past, you know that he does play defense, but he will get his occasional caps, and when he does, they're usually very highlight worthy. So let's see what he does here. It's a 3-on-3 situation, and he's going to get the grab and go out down towards the bottom boost, and then take it back up to the top. And what you're going to see here is he's going directly towards those bombs in mid. And if he can complete that boost, he'll be past 3, but he'll only have the 1 defender in base, so he'll need Catpuke to put a good block on Darsh to complete the cap, or he'll have to do something special himself. So let's see what happens here. As you can see, Whiskey Jack both does something special and takes care of the Darsh himself by hitting the top bomb and then hitting the bottom bomb as it spawns to bomb a Darsh into the spike and Whiskey into the top of a completely open base. Now, I Love HD makes a nice play to try and prevent the cap from the bomb, but he's just a second too late, and Whiskey Jack comes through with an explosive cap. But that's not the most explosive thing concerning a drink that happened in NLTP this week. No, for that, we're going to have to go to a weekly feature that I produce called the Panic Rankings. Now, if you're not familiar with the Panic Rankings, it's something I've been doing for 2 seasons now on the NLTP subreddit, inspired by Adam Snavely's Panic Rankings for the Athletics Soccer. And what these basically attempt to do is provide an alternative sort of look at the conventional power rankings. Rather than ranking teams by how good or bad they are, the Panic Rankings typically rank teams by how panicked or calm they might be at any given time. In this week's Panic Rankings, I took a look at the Night's Watch at the very bottom. Now, in each Panic Ranking, I provide a fictional scenario to go along with the explanation of why a team may or may not be panicked, and that scenario is typically a metaphor for how panicked the team actually is. So, in this case, with the Night's Watch, I decided to use the setting of the Night's Watch from the popular series A Song of Ice and Fire, or Game of Thrones, as it's known on HBO. In that series, the Night's Watch is stationed in the very cold far north of the continent. So in this Panic Ranking, I suggested that the Night's Watch, made up of a group of people who play Tag Pro, might be interested in drinking Mountain Dew, but because it's so cold, they might want to heat up their Mountain Dew. And I must admit that I have tried this before, and it's actually a pretty tasty beverage when you heat it up. You wouldn't think it would be, and clearly none of you thought it would be, because if you scroll down to the comments afterwards, you'll notice that a lot of people were surprised that I would even suggest drinking Mountain Dew hot. Flaccid Trip says there's no way anybody drinks Mountain Dew hot. Sounds worse than hot Kool-Aid. A little farther down, Trapson says, I thought you were a bird, not a monster. Now, I'm a monster in other ways, but not in this way, and you'll see in a moment that hot Mountain Dew is perfectly fine. A few other people also commented that if they lose their next game, they might try hot Mountain Dew. BC Canada suggested that if I provided video evidence of myself drinking hot Mountain Dew, he would try it as well. So, with the challenge thrown down like that, I have no choice but to show you that hot Mountain Dew is perfectly fine. Hey Tech Bro, let's heat up some Mountain Dew. This is, I promise, the same Mountain Dew. I had to put it in about 30 seconds longer, but you can see that's clearly Mountain Dew that's been in the microwave. Bald Eagle had to go answer the door, but I'm his friend who wears the same clothes and sounds exactly like him. Let's have some Mountain Dew.